Looking in a galaxy far, far away, what is the female representation like? How do characters hold up after all these years? Join us as we venture into the world of Star Wars and analyze our favorite female characters.
May the Force be with you.
The ladies of the Star Wars prequel material explore roles that hadn't been focused on in the original trilogy. First, let's address the 3 prequel films and their leading lady, Senator Padme Amidala. The audience first sees Padme as Queen Amidala, the child ruler of the planet of Naboo, in The Phantom Menace from 1999. However, she is introduced as a handmaiden, and the audience doesn't know that she is the queen until later in the film. Padme travels through Mos Espa Spaceport on Tatooine with Jedi Knights Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and runs into young Anakin Skywalker, who will become her love interest later in the trilogy. Though she spends most of her time in the film trying to stay under the radar, Padme does prove herself as a brave young leader when she leads her entourage in taking back her palace from the Trade Federation. In Attack of the Clones, made in 2002, Padme is shown to be a woman of strong instinct and intuition, and audiences have the opportunity to get to know her as a person and not just a civil servant. When she is placed in the care of Obi-Wan and Anakin, now a Padawan learner, she continually tries to prove to Anakin that despite his obvious advances, she is not interested in pursuing a relationship with him, insisting that her duty is to her people and her work. However, she ultimately confesses her love for him when she thinks they're about to be executed. Do not be fooled. Unwanted advances are not going to work in real life. Don't let George Lucas convince you otherwise.
I shouldn't have done that.
Although she ultimately overlooks some of Anakin's questionable morals in pursuit of love, like murdering an entire village of native people, Attack of the Clones does give the audience the most Padme badassery of the prequel trilogy, especially in the Battle of Geonosis, which is why her development in the final film is so disappointing. Revenge of the Sith, released in 2005, is responsible for the complete assassination, both literally and figuratively, of Padme's character development. Until this film, Padme was just as important a character as anyone else in the Star Wars universe. But in Revenge of the Sith, Padme's only purpose is to give birth to Luke and Leia, the stars of the original trilogy. Though fear for her safety is the driving force behind Anakin's terrible decision-making, he completely ignores everything she says that he doesn't agree with, and ends up physically abusing and killing her at the end of the film. To try to soften the blow of Padme's unjust end, she is featured heavily in the TV series Star Wars The Clone Wars that ran from 2008 to 2020, and is portrayed as the character she was earlier in the prequel trilogy. However, A New Hope, get it, was born for girls who dreamed of becoming Jedi in the form of Anakin's Padawan in this series, Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka's first appearance was in the film Star Wars The Clone Wars, released in 2008, which was the first Star Wars film that many of us were able to see in theaters. This film took place in the time between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and was then made into an animated TV series. Ahsoka was the first female Jedi to get actual screen time in the Star Wars franchise, though female members of the Order were seen once or twice in passing, or getting fully murdered in Order 66. Ahsoka grew from a spiteful Padawan learner into a powerful woman who more than measured up to her male counterparts. She ends up leaving the Jedi Order in Season 5 of the Clone Wars series after being framed for a crime she didn't commit, though fans were overjoyed when she returned for the Siege of Mandalore in Season 7, and made appearances in Star Wars Rebels from 2014 and as a live-action character played by Rosario Dawson in The Mandalorian, released in 2020. Though many fans took issue with Ahsoka's brashness and some even thought she was too powerful, Ahsoka gave young girls permission to dream of being Jedi, which is what a lot of male fans have failed to understand. No hate against male fans, but y'all have been able to play pretend as Luke Skywalker since 1977, and us girls have had to wait to hold a lightsaber until 2008.
Governor Tarkin, I should have expected to find you holding Vader's leash. I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
Princess Leia Organa, original trilogy hero and feminist icon. She was betrayed by Carrie Fisher, who passed away on December 27, 2016. Throughout the franchise, Leia Organa has been a beacon of hope and one of the main heroes. She has always been empowered and always been strong-willed. As Princess of Alderaan and one of the many generals of the rebellion, Leia has always had to take charge and outsmart her enemies. In her debut film Star Wars 1977, her father Darth Vader and the Galactic Empire capture her after finding out that her and the rebellion have the Death Star plans. Later in the film, the Galactic Republic tries to get her to tell them where the rebel bases are. However, she refuses. When threatened about to destroy her planet, she lies. This is something they don't know until after the fact of destroying her planet. In the next film, The Empire Strikes Back, Leia is still a general of the rebellion, except this time, the rebellion isn't doing so well. After a violent attack by the Empire, Leia escapes with Han, who she's in love with in this film, and deals with a lot of melodramatic romance with him and, of course, many arguments.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
However, at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, it is Leia who helps find Luke and save him. Then there's the Return of the Jedi. At first, Leia is seen as a hero, saving her loved Han Solo. That is until Jabba the Hutt himself captures her, in which he turns her into his little sex slave and sexualizes her by every means necessary, including by making her wear a risque costume. Just like before, Leia knocks him down, kills him, and saves herself, as always. Leia continued to be empowered in the new trilogy, being general of what is now called the Resistance, and being the mother of the villain Kylo Ren. Leia's character is most grown in the new trilogy in The Last Jedi, where she struggles with dealing with the fact that her son, Kylo Ren, will never come back from good. However, the final film in the trilogy, The Rise of Skywalker, retcons this, and Kylo Ren does become good. That is after his mother's departure in life. Princess Leia continues to be an inspiration to young girls and people across the world. She's a beacon of hope against tyranny and continues to show that women, just as well as men, can be smart, strong heroes.
Though several characters we have discussed were introduced in movies and TV shows, there are a number of notable female characters that have appeared in the now considered non-canon extended universe. One of which, who ranked 20th on a poll of favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, was Mara Jade Skywalker. Mara Jade was created by Timothy Zahn, who also created Grand Admiral Thrawn, who recently appeared in the Rebels TV show. She first appeared in the 1991 novel Heir to the Empire. Her character played a vital role in the Star Wars universe pre-Disney acquisition and lived from 17 BBY to 40 ABY. She was portrayed physically by many women, but primarily model Shannon McRandall. Mara Jade brought a massive amount of complexity to the Star Wars universe. She started on the dark side, earning the title of Emperor's Hand. Palpatine wanted to ensure that he would have an apprentice if Vader betrayed him, and Jade would have filled that role. Eventually, she switched sides and became a Jedi alongside Luke Skywalker, her eventual husband. She was created to be an amalgamation of the three main heroes from the original trilogy, with the ferocity of Leia, the checkered past of Han Solo, and the force-wielding abilities of Luke. She was pivotal in helping to establish the new Jedi Order, and eventually gave her life to save her son. Mara Jade was proud, but fiercely loyal. Though she switched sides after seeing the error of her ways, her loyalty only shifted to the new Jedi Order, and later to her son. She was calm in dangerous situations, and had a high level of self-control. She was extremely powerful, even wielding some Force abilities that had never been used at the time. She was able to heal people using the Force long before Disney made it canon in The Rise of Skywalker. She was also extremely intelligent, participating in espionage missions and learning new trades quickly in order to disappear. She had the ability to sense danger and prevent it, and was even able to keep a disease from killing her unborn child while it ravaged her own body. Jade's skills only expanded from there, far beyond the abilities of any normal Jedi or Sith Lord. She was also an extremely skilled fighter and pilot. Despite her positive fan reception, George Lucas did not approve of Mara Jade, believing that her marriage to Luke contradicted the prequel era, despite its coming before. Even though Mara has been forgotten by many, she remains a fan favorite among those who remember the time of the extended universe. Hopefully, we will one day see this fantastic, complex character on the big screen, but for now, she has only appeared on the page. Even so, she remains one of Star Wars' most developed and powerful female characters, having an arc that received far more attention than most of the Star Wars characters. Star Wars has often struggled with making their female characters complex, but Mara Jade was able to be both complex and powerful while giving a great story to the readers.
Moving towards the sequel trilogy starting in 2015, we have the heart and soul of the new Disney era, Rey. Rey starts off as a nobody scavenger, just trying to make her way in the world while she waits for her family to return to her home planet of Jakku. When she finds herself getting mixed up with Finn, they dive headfirst into an adventure of a lifetime with the newly formed Resistance, and Rey starts to learn that there might be more to her than she originally thought. She discovers that she is strong with the Force and is able to hold her own against the supposedly most powerful Force wielder, Kylo Ren. When The Force Awakens was released in 2015, Rey was an awesome character, the first cinematic Star Wars female protagonist, and she was relatable to any viewer regardless of gender. We are all looking to move beyond our past and become our best self, and Rey represented that journey for everyone. The film played with the questions that viewers did as the first time they watched them. Who is she? How is she that powerful? Where did her Force powers come from? Is she related to a Jedi we already know? The Force Awakens left room for speculation, and the fans were left to theorize. And that conversation started the beginning of the negative feelings fans were going to have towards Rey. But she never had to be anything but herself, and 2017's The Last Jedi established that very same idea. As Rey is mentored by Luke Skywalker and tries to look inward about her past, she finds nothing. Kylo Ren confirms that her parents were nobodies, just junk traders. The Last Jedi ends with Rey accepting who she is and gives a definitive answer to the questions fans had been speculating on for 2 years. That's when 2019's Rise of Skywalker comes in, and this one hurts my soul to talk about. It is in this film that Rey has a character arc that truly undoes the journey that she has taken throughout the last 2 movies, as she discovers that her strong Force powers are not because she is a powerful female Jedi who has been taught the ways of the Force, but because she is the granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. This film decided to practically cancel out the journey that this character had taken 2 years prior, discrediting anything that Rey had been working towards in terms of representation. Rise of Skywalker decided that a woman could not be powerful on her own, but that there needed to be an explanation and a biological reason for her strength, and that strength was an evil man. The ending of that trilogy tainted anything good about Rey, because she could have been so much more for the girls watching, and all viewers. When a female protagonist is the face of the biggest franchise in the world, how are you going to do her so dirty like that? Analyzing these women of another galaxy really can tell you a lot about our own society. Whether we have positive or negative feelings towards these characters, this never-ending story of Star Wars is one that directly impacts our culture and impacts us as viewers. Next time you watch a movie in this galaxy, I hope we remind you of all the good Star Wars has done with its female characters, as well as show you all the work that needs to be done.
Ce n'est pas une victime, la princesse. Elle est très forte. Et c'est bien, il n'y a pas beaucoup de femmes fortes dans les films maintenant.
What the hell are you doing?
Somebody has to save our skins.